Nexxlegacy.
I want to make sure that I take the time out to say what's happening to the entire universe, not the world. We don't do just worldly things. We do universal things. What's happening? Your man Brandon is in the building on this edition of Ladies Night.
And your girl, baby girl from the 813. Shout out to all the callers, all the listeners on the line. Like Brand said, this is a universal thing. And tonight we have a wonderful show for you guys. Tonight we have a wonderful, wonderful guest by the name of Shannon Bex. If you don't know who she is, she's the former guest of Danity Kane. Also, the topic of the conversation is wild. It's bananas. We're going to talk about what a true friend is. And we'll get into that a little bit later. I'm excited to have this lady on the line right now. It's just off the chain.
And before I put a mic on Miss Bex, I gotta say I was listening to the single that she has that's available right now on iTunes. People definitely need to go pick it up. And this Ladies Night portion of it is definitely brought to you by ShannonBex.com. You can go check out every and anything that's going on. I know it's early in the show, but I'm gonna actually be running. I'm out maybe 2 more times, 3 more times. I don't care. It don't matter because we could do what we do because that song is hot. A lot of people are sending emails talking about it. A lot of people definitely need to be directed to go to iTunes.com right now to go ahead and show that love and support to Miss Shannon. And without further ado, we have Miss Shannon Bex in the building right now on Ladies Night Radio. Shannon.
Hey. Hello, thank you. Thank you for having me. Hey, baby girl. Hey, Brandon. Hello, universe.
Hey.
I gotta tell you, Shannon, before we get into all the formalities of asking questions and talking about projects and different things, I gotta tell you, I've been blessed over these 5 years or so as far as doing interviews with a lot of people from Chili from TLC to so many others throughout this genre of different types of music and things like that. And, I've actually interviewed, you are part of, actually the entire DK family, more or less, I've actually interviewed throughout the years. But I got to tell you that I wanted to tell you that I appreciate anybody that's actually bought anything Danity Kane and supported anything Danity Kane, definitely supported Shannon. And I got to tell you, I appreciate not just the God-given talent that you were blessed with, but also being accessible to your fan base and still continuing your push for music to be able to give to us. I mean, a lot of people don't take it for what it's worth, but anything that you do musically is a gift that you're giving to us. So I gotta say from the bottom of my heart, as a fan first, that I appreciate you and I thank you for everything that you've done so far.
You're going to make me cry, and that's no way to start off.
Oh, Brand.
As long as it's happy tears, I'm good with that. You can cry happy tears, sweetheart. As long as I'm able to do that with you, we're solid. We're solid. I'm a grown man. I can shed a tear too, sweetheart. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
It's truly an honor and a blessing to have you say that to me because, starting this whole career before Danity Kane, my whole goal was to be accessible, to be just an honest, down-to-earth person because I just love what I do and I just want to be able to continue to do that. So it means a lot to me that I've, God willing, been able to continue that and be who I've wanted to be in this journey. That's what it's about. It's just about being you. It's about just doing what you love and sharing your gifts. And I truly have been working hard at this for everybody who's been so supportive. So I'm so thankful that everyone is receiving this so well. I'm very excited.
No problem. I love it. Like this is my first time hearing it. I'm finna go as we speak to go get it from iTunes because I definitely love it and I can definitely relate to it. So was the transition hard from going from pop and R&B to country?
Yeah, I think I'm probably the first artist to ever really truly try to cross that bridge, that direction from the R&B to the pop into the country. I know a lot of people are trying to cross country into pop world, and it has been hard because a piece of me will always be who I was in Danity Kane. You all saw that. That was Shannon, but there's
right.
a big side to me that because of just the timing, no one really got to see this other side of me. And I am such a country girl at heart. I drive my truck. I live on acreage. I grew up with horses. And so this just kind of country soul is in me. And that's what this reveal is. So I knew through this journey, like, all I could do was just remain true to who I was, and the words will come, and the music will come. And being the performer I am, like, I needed something that you could feel, and that not just me as the artist, but the audience could feel. And so I'm very excited that my music is becoming that. It's going to be a little different. Like, even the EP is going to be even bigger than this, and so I'm so excited.
I think as a fan, especially, you know, being a fan of DK and people catching you and appreciating your work, you know, I know it's hard for you as far as a transition, and I know you're probably asking yourself, well, you know, how's the people that supported me when you were with DK, how's their reaction going to be to it? And I got to tell you, it didn't really faze me none as a fan, because, you know, I'm listening to I'm Out. And when I went online and I got it on iTunes, and, you know, and I heard it for the first time, and I went on your website and I kind of, you know, checked a little clip of it. I mean, you know, your soulful self is still there. That's always going to be Shannon Bex. So, you know, just listening to the words, and, you know, that transition really, like I said, for me as a fan, and I'm pretty sure there's thousands and on top of hundreds of thousands and millions of fans out there that's really not going to be fazed by it. They're just going to be like, wow, you know what? This is a little bit deeper, because you do have, to me, now this is my opinion, that it just seemed like when you were singing I'm Out, it's just able to hear you. I heard you loud and clear, and not only that, I felt it, and it was a little bit deeper than I think anything that you've done, you know, with the group.
Yeah, that's music to my ears, because I've had many sleepless nights just wondering if, you know, the first song was the right song, or, you know, because that first reveal is the most important, as any artist would attest. That's where people are going to kind of start liking you or not, or making an assumption or not, or understanding who you are, especially coming from a group. I mean, it's all about the next reveal. It's all about just showing who you were without escaping what everyone fell in love with. And in a group anyways. You know, I didn't want to abandon Danity Kane or what we developed together, because that was a huge part of my life and my soul, being a performer or dancer. So this is the next reveal. So I'm truly relieved to hear you, and like to hear you hear me, you know, like you get it, and that makes me so happy.
Not only that, I feel you though, because, you know, sometimes, and I feel like as a fan of music, and I'm pretty sure you being an artist, you would probably appreciate this, but, you know, to me, I don't really, when I hear music, I don't want to look at visuals. I want to close my eyes, and I want to be that guy that can be able to hear what this person has to say. And if I'm touched in any way on a positive, or, you know, on a connection level that I have with this particular song, I'm gonna express it that way, because to me, I think that's what everybody needs to do when you go back and you listen to certain songs. I mean, you know, there's a lot of DK songs that will be timeless classics too, because of, you know, the contributions you guys have put forth to making those songs a hit. And this particular one right here with I'm Out kind of gives you that same feeling, because, you know, like I said, I can close my eyes and I can feel it. You know, and I think a lot of people really need to focus on that aspect of it instead of looking at the visuals, because we all know Shannon Bex is a beautiful woman. We all know Shannon Bex has the ill dance moves and everything like that, but the words, to me, should reign supreme, because the words and the music that you're putting together is powerful.
I totally agree, and that has been the focus. It's not just about a great backbeat or great music, which is so important to me as a dancer and performer, but it's also not just throwing out any lyric. I will write songs and throw them away just because it has to be right, and it has to speak to me. It's not just becoming the run-of-the-mill, oh, this sounds like a song that works, so I'm going to do it. And that's another reason why I'm an independent artist. I'm not working with a label. I'm not that, you know, labels are the evil. It's just there's so much freedom I have by doing this on my own and working with my producer and working with PledgeMusic on my EP. So the freedom I crave as an artist, and this is wonderful.
Wow, that's big for you to say that you have the freedom to express yourself. Do you think in the music business now because of how the record labels and how the industry is, that they don't have any freedom to express themselves?
I think that's the case for a lot of artists, and it's sad because I think as an artist you think, okay, if I get signed, then I'm on to the next level, my music will get heard. But a lot of times that's just the opposite. You know, they'll maybe kind of conform you to what works, which is good. You do have to make certain, I don't want to say sacrifices, but you have to make certain, you have to agree, and you kind of have to make things marketable, you know, because they understand it's a machine and it is a marketing thing. But you also can't sacrifice who you are as an artist. So, you know, going into a label, you got to hold strong on who you are and what you say and what you want to say and your style. You know, take the critiques and utilize them, but don't let it change you. And so for me personally, coming from Daniel Kane, I was afraid to walk into another label. It would have been my third label contract, and have them say, okay, you want to go country, so throw on this floral dress and an acoustic guitar and sing this song like Taylor Swift because that's what's working. Because I didn't want that to happen to me because that wasn't who I am as an artist. So I chose to stay free. I chose to work harder, work longer, but have the freedom to go, no, this is what I'm going to sing, and this is how I'm going to do it, and this is going to be my visual, and I know who I am, and this is what I want.
I think the best thing to come out of it, because you have learned that experience, you know, being signed twice, you know, having that spotlight shine on, you know, not just you, but also a group. I mean, individually, you can come out with a whole lot of knowledge, and you can be able to kind of express it and do it the way you want to do it. So even though you're running it independent, you still have the wealth of knowledge of being on a label. It's just not, you know, an Atlantic Records per se, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, Shannon Bex has all the knowledge of being around, not just Puff, but, you know, everyone that was affiliated throughout your career so far. So to me, my question is, especially when it comes to being an independent artist now, and you talked about working the long hours and stuff like that, do you see it as a blessing and a curse? And also, do you see it as, okay, I got to make sure that the team around Shannon is a strong team of people that really has my best interests?
For sure. I think, like you said, the experience of being signed twice and just the history I have, I'm so thankful for, and I've learned so much. And every day I'm like, oh, wow, I learned that. I didn't realize it. But the number one thing I did learn in the whole situation was having a strong team that you trust. And that's a team from your CPA to your attorney to your day-to-day schedule keeper, like anyone you bring into that circle. You know, it is a business, so everyone has to make money at the end of the day, but they also have to understand what your message is, who your branding is, who you are as an artist, and you got to all be on the same page. And I think, you know, in past interviews, a lot of people will understand that was a big problem for DK. It wasn't just our own girls and issues or anything like that. It was a full, you know, your team is so important. So I stress that to any new artist that asks me my opinion. I'm like, get a good team. Start there, then build.
You're only as strong as your next team. We have Shannon Bex here tonight on Ladies Night Radio, and I'm trying to be on Team Shannon too. Like, you know, is there is there any recruitments? You know, I'm trying to be a charter member or something like that. How can I be down?
I'll find a spot for you. You're already on my team.
All right, I'm just checking. I want to see. I want to know what's up. But now let me ask you. I went on your website, ShannonBex.com, and you know, I see you got something going on with PledgeMusic.
Yes.
Talk about that site and what you're doing to not just kind of boost your brand up, but also working with them as well and what they're doing.
Well, I've teamed up with PledgeMusic, and it is a really awesome site for independent artists to have creative control, to raise funding for their projects, whether it be EP or a full album. You know, at the label, label presents the money for you to create your project. So without a label, you got to find a way to build up the funds. So with PledgeMusic, we can sell exclusives, like you can have coffee with me. If you're down in Nashville and I'm in Nashville, you could come to the studio. I'm selling performance clothing, like everything, just fun, exclusives to make the fans more a part of this whole journey. And if you become a pledger, minimum pledge is $10, pre-orders my EP. If you become a pledger, you get exclusive updates, you get behind-the-scenes footage, you get little sneak peeks of songs I'm writing for the EP, things that nobody else will get unless you pledger. And the cool thing is once we reach 100% of our funding, which we're about 25 days away. If we don't reach our funding, then we have to start all over again. So you have 25 days to make 100%. But past that, there's a children's hospital in Oregon that I've always been a part of raising funds for. They're called Dornbeckers. And once we raise our funds, anything past that, 8% goes towards the Dornbecker Children's Hospital. So PledgeMusic is a fantastic site, and I encourage any new artists to look into it because it's really given me some footing to really spring off for this single and this EP.
And Shannon, you know what's so cool about that is the fact that you're putting it back on the fans that you have, and it's more or less like, you know, hey fans, this is what I'm striving to, you know, work with, and you're giving us the opportunity to be more hands-on, not just financially, but also being proactive to be able to help push it. And I think that's real important at this day and age, where not just you being you doing things independently, but also, you know how crazy this music game is, Shannon. You know the deal. So it's hard in general to be able to have a fair shake, and it's cool that you're actually putting it back on the fans somewhat, where we can be able to be active in helping out your career as well.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, from day one, it's all been about the fans, and I know it sounds cliche and everyone said that, but it's honest to goodness the truth. You know, this whole journey I've had from being on Fame to being on MTV, it's always been the fans. If we didn't have the fan support, DK wouldn't have been what it was. I truly, and all us girls truly understood that, and I still understand that, and we appreciate all the support we've ever had. So in a way, it's like you feel bad for continually asking for support, but, you know, that's why I want it to be an experience, and I want, you know, I'm starting a webisode, so we'll be airing behind-the-scenes footage to everyone, and then some fun exclusives just to pledgers. So I get why everyone really loved making the band and seeing kind of the struggles on the day-to-day, and I want to bring everyone back into that. So we'll be announcing officially the webisode as well.
Okay. So with all the experiences that you had from Fame and from DK to now, I mean, would you trade back the experiences? Because I know, like, for me, like, as a singer, we have experiences that make us grow and make us better, you know, to be smarter and better when it comes down to the industry and stuff. So would you take anything back from your experiences that you've had?
Absolutely not. I cherish the good and the bad. It all prepares you for the future. You know, if all you ever had was great experiences, then you would never learn from anything, thus making your future brighter and better. So I welcome it all. You know, has it been challenging? Yes. Did I ever think it would be easy? No. It's a job. You know, it's 90% business, 10% talent. It's how well you survive. Really, it's a tough industry, but it's a tough world. So I'm thankful I get to do what I enjoy and work hard at what I enjoy.
That's wonderful. I love it. So with all the experiences that you have with DK and Fame, like, do you apply those experiences now? Like, I mean, like, with all the business aspects of it, of course, like, have you gone through that, you know, make you a better person business-wise?
Absolutely. I can't even begin to try and write a book of all the things I've learned business-wise, especially when we got into Danity Kane and just the constant contracts and deals and things and conversations and phone calls and meetings that we had. Oh my gosh, learned so much, and I really would love to share that too with future artists. Like, people will message me, and I'll try not to overwhelm them, but I'll hit them back, and I'll be kind of giving them a rundown. But it's hard because everybody's journey is completely different, so I can never give people the steps of this is what you do to get discovered, this is what you do. All I can say is when you're in it, know your business, know your team, work hard, and don't sacrifice who you are so you have no regrets at the end of the day.
That's right. Shannon Bex is our guest right here on Ladies Night Radio. You can also follow her on Twitter at Shannon Bex, ShannonBex, and also hit her up on Facebook at facebook.com/ShannonBexOfficial, and also the website, like I said earlier, ShannonBex.com, and also pick up the new single, which is out, titled "I'm Out," available right now. You can go ahead and get it. All you got to do is search Shannon Bex, iTunes. Go ahead and handle your business there. Let me ask you this, because I asked this question a couple of weeks ago when we had Salt and Pepper's own Spinderella on our show, and just the evolution of groups in general, not just female groups. We're not, spotlighting DK or any other specific group. It's just any group, male or female. It just seems like, it's always a good ride, and it just kind of gets bumpy when it comes to just the business part of it. I mean, you see so many groups breaking up, be it if it's voluntarily or involuntarily. My question, because you have come from a group, and especially now when it's like 2012 and you don't hardly have any groups out there per se, why is it so hard to be able to maintain a group that will last forever and ever and ever? You know what I mean?
Right. Trust me, I do. I know what you mean. Think of it this way. It's hard enough to make relationships last, just one-on-one, two people.
Right.
Look at all the ups and downs and, turmoils that life throws at you. Like, it's not just one thing. It's not just because they annoyed you eating their cereal. It's a lot. It's finances. It's stress. It's work. It's just how they grew up and how they handle communication. I think everyone in general handles business the way they handle their relationships and the way they handle their own lives. So, if you're kind of curious what kind of a business person someone might be, take a look at their personal life. If someone can't commit or someone is unfaithful in their personal life, then I don't know if they would be very trustworthy in their day-to-day business. So that's just generalizing it. But then when you get involved in the music business and like you said, aside, not talking about DK, but just talking about groups in general, when you get involved in the business, you get egos, you get people, behind the scenes who have their own agenda, who get in your ear and lure you out or tempt you thinking you might be the one, and everyone wants to be the one, or, it's a mess, unfortunately, in the whole industry. But I think that's why I think it's personal, just trying to get along, period, is hard. And then it involves talent and people's egos and people's, maybe they're not confident, but they play like they're confident, but they need to be fed. It's just so many dynamics. So every time people ask, why does it not work, I'm like, I really don't know, but there's a lot of dynamics that affect it.
Yeah, because your answer was somewhat similar to Spin's, and we've had New Edition members as well, and they broke up at one point in time, and they're still together, still doing music, doing tours and stuff. But even that journey was hard in itself. And there's a laundry list of people from back in the day, from the '60s, '70s, '80s, and '90s. And now it just seemed to kind of go by the wayside, and it kind of brings up to the topic that we're going to have a little bit later on as well, as far as just that aspect of friendship. You can, a lot of people have relationships, friendships, and business relationships in general, but, the definition of the two, do you kind of find like there has to be a happy medium between, having a friend and having a business partner / friend, or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, I think so. And that's, I think, where a lot of people get in trouble, too, because one person might look at it as an emotional connection that feel really deeply, like a friendship, but someone else's definition of a friendship or the friendship is different, so then feelings get hurt. Or, the one person's like, I would never do that to you, or I'd never say that about you, but the other person doesn't understand, because, yeah, you're my friend, but this is work, or this is business, So...
Right.
Just like the whole relationship. You said you loved me. Well, I love you, but not like that. So.
Very true. Very true. Before we let you go, I gotta tell you, when it comes down to just individual singers and singers that I've actually had the pleasure of listening to, I'm really looking forward to your EP that's coming out. So when it comes to information on that, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and start doing that information, putting a pledge out there. I want to be a pledge. What do you call it? A pledgee or a pledger? Pledger, is that it? Yeah. I think I'm gonna do that instead of actually ask you a ton of questions about that right now, because to me, I think that would actually help out the mission. And I encourage everybody to go to ShannonBex.com and throw their pledge out there and get all in. You know what? To me, I think that is a real good idea, because to me it just feels like, you know what, if I do this pledge, like, you know, I feel like I'm a part of this whole movement that Shannon's a part of, and I think that is a real good move. Real good move. So I think I'm going to do that.
Sweet. Thank you.
Let me ask you, when it comes to, you know, any different things that people do not know about Shannon, like, you know, if you have a certain passion aside from music, you know, like you said, you're a country girl at heart. I think we all know that. But if there's any kind of, you know, hidden talent that you have, or, you know, certain things that you may, your fan base may not know, you know, just, you know, let us in. Let us in on a little secret Shannon might have. Like, you know, you can cook real good, or, you know, what is it that Shannon does that people may not know?
I can't cook real good. That's a good little secret.
That's in reverse. Oh my God. Okay.
Somehow I burn water. I don't know how that's possible, but I can do it. It's not cooking. You know, I don't know about a hidden talent, but I'm not a squirmy kind of girl. You know, my husband and I live above a barn on 10 acres, so there's a little secret. And when it comes to all the rodents or all the little rats that are around, he's going to hate me for this, but I'm the one that has to dispose of them, because it doesn't bother me. Like, he can't do it.
Well, Shannon, can I safely say that I completely feel your husband, where he's just like, hey, I can't touch the rats, because I'm like that too. I am that way. I'm scared to death.
Well, me and Shannon will get along just fine. We will take out the rats together.
Sounds good, girl.
No, baby girl, stop that. You the one that screams at spiders, so no, don't even go.
Listen, that spider was huge. Look, I might have the rat to come in and kill the spider while you playing. You giving me too much. Me and the rat will become best friends. Who?
Whatever. You scared out a little spider, a little tiny spider. Shannon, don't pay no attention to what baby girl's talking about. Listen,
that spider wasn't little, Shannon. It was bigger than Brand's forehead. That's how big.
And with 4 legs, I can't handle it.
See, rats we can handle. Spiders, not so much.
Yeah, no, they're creepy crawly. They get under your clothes and they crawl in your hair and stuff.
and you have long hair.
Yeah.
So, oof.
That's right.
Well, Shannon, tell your husband he's not the only one. I just put that out there live with everybody listening and stuff like that too. So I'm okay with that. I'm completely comfortable.
Big thank you.
if Shannon has to, you know, come remove a rodent from the premises, I'm okay with that. I will clap and cheer and
maybe I'll make that one of my exclusives. You know, one of my pledge exclusives. I will come remove a rat from your premises.
I will watch that and I will comment that. I really would.
Very cool, very cool. Well, Shannon, I appreciate it, and actually, you know, there's a few emails that we got during the show. They wanted to know if, you know, are you actually active as far as doing shows if you know, if a city actually wanted you in their town, like how can they be able to get a hold of you for booking?
Well, right now, you know, I was touring a little bit with my band, Bex, but we're kind of focusing just on the EP to get that all finished, and as soon as that's done, we're recording in July, then heck yeah, I'm on the road. So, you know, Twitter me, let me know. You can get a hold of me through bexofficialinfo@gmail.com.
There you go. And make sure you go ahead and hit her up on her website, shannonbex.com. Facebook, Twitter information, YouTube information is all on her website as well. And I encourage you guys and girls to go pick up her single, I'm Out, which is officially out on iTunes right now. Make sure you show, you know, real talk. And I'm telling you, like, I bought it already, and much props to you, Shannon, for keeping the communication lines open throughout the last few days. And I told myself, you know what, I gotta show this girl some love because, not just following DK, I love your voice and everything that you're doing with yourself and what you're trying to become. I want to be a part of that, and it feels good to be able to say, hey, you know what, I got a Shannon Bex single, the first one that she has solo, and it means a lot. You know what I mean? As a fan of you. So I encourage people to go out there and not just purchase it, but just, pass it on to some, friends and family and just tell them, hey, go buy the single. It's available. It's out right now. And I'm telling you, it's I take music a little bit personally than probably some of the average people. I don't just listen to the beat. I listen to the words and I listen to the God-given vocals. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little deeper for me. And I just want people to pay attention to that. So once again, Shannon, I can't thank you enough.
Well, thank you, Brandon, and thank you, baby girl. Like, I appreciate all the support, truly. And this is my first really official release on radio. So you are part of my history.
Wow, we are the first. High five.
Hey, that's big. That's big. And let me just say, it's not going to be a one-time thing. So every time that we have Ladies' Night and beyond, and I sent you an email, and you already know the deal. I'm trying to find other ways to, help spread the word. It's always good gospel when you can be able to spread positive things about positive people making positive moves. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Team Shannon. I'm gonna rock my T-shirt. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. Initiation, whatever I got to do to initiate. Hey, if you want me to, as long as I don't have to remove a rodent from a house, I'm good. I wash the car.
Brand.
I'll do whatever I need to do.
with the hat, honey. You got the hat and the T-shirts. I got the Team Shannon wrap.
Team Shannon all the way, baby. That's how I do. Team Shannon. It ain't nothing better. Shannon, I love you dearly, and please come back and hang out with us and promote your music and everything. You are more than welcome to come hang out with us, most definitely.
I will definitely be talking to you guys again soon.
Yes,
all right, blessings to you. That is the beautiful Shannon Bex, and like I said earlier, we'll be running this song. A lot of people want, some DK songs. We'll run that a little bit later as well, but it's all about Shannon Bex and her single, which is available right now on iTunes. I'm out. So go copy.
Nexxlegacy.